Yeah, it's supposed to rain this week. I hope it does, because we definitely need it. This pond is dried out. And the cat food container in the cat house is dried out too. I'm gonna have to go buy more feed next weekend. Goats got plenty, but the cats, you know, I feed them more food than I do the goats because basically the cats pretty much only hunt mice and other rodents, maybe some small birds if they can catch them. They somewhat rely on the cat food. I don't overfeed them though, like most people, so that they can hunt or so that they will hunt. I mean, I still got cat food in this feeder, so they'll be okay. How much is left in here? The one in the cat house is empty. This is 2/3 full, so it's still good. So I'll get a scoop in there maybe for the cats to hang out over here. But that feeder will go off at noonish. So any cats that aren't hungry aren't going to eat it. And the cats that are will, so they'll be fine. Soon I'll get that special cat feeder for the cat house once I get the cat house cleaned up. 3 things I got to do. Saved by the bell. Anyways, I was getting long-winded. And I needed to get the goat food ready. My alarm went off, and so it ended my recording. But basically, 3 things I gotta do. I gotta get that container moved out of the dirt before it starts getting muddy again. And redo the floor so I can start using it. Because David Ray basically let it go bad. He was using it, didn't take care of my property. Just let the floor and the roof get rut. So I gotta get that moved and get the floor and the roof redone so I can start using it. Then I'm gonna redo the floor in Sarah's old camper, and I'm gonna move all the stuff from the cat house into there. I could probably just do that anyways, forget the floor, worry about the floor later. Do the floor in the cat house because that's actually more of a priority. Goat. And then, is Paul on the other side of that gate? I think he is. He likes this yard. He don't like that other yard so much. Matt! Matt! But anyways, so I gotta redo the floor in the container, redo the floor in the cat house, then I can get the automatic cat feeder that I want to get. Alright, my alarm went off and canceled my recording again. So anyways, yeah, my alarm goes off every 15 minutes so that it makes sure I'm awake. Starts at 6 a.m. unless I tell it to start sooner. Sometimes I get up at 5. Sometimes I get up before my alarm does. But anyways, Paul's trying to get in. The Nubians won't let him in. Come on, Paul. He's like, I can't. These women are in my way. Jump over them. Come on, Paul. Paul. Come on. Meh. There's some more. I gave him 2 scoops this morning. There you go. These other ones see her over here eating. They'll be like, oh, there's food over there too. And then Paul will be able to get in. I'm trying to fatten them up a little bit because I guess my lawyer took good care of them, or decent care of them, but they were in a really small pen. Not much bigger than this corral. Well, probably 3 times the size of this corral. There we go. Now Paul can get some. And I don't know if they were giving them grain, but they were giving them hay for sure. And I don't know. I think they were losing weight. You know, compared to Paul, they're skinny. Although they're getting fatter. She was a lot more sunken in than she is now. It's her too. So another week or 2, they'll be fattened back up. He's like, get out of the way. I want some too. He doesn't like the grain, I guess, as much. I did learn something yesterday, though. You can't give billies too much corn. Otherwise, it messes up their urinary tract. Judas never told me that. He used to give them corn all the time. So that might be another reason why all of his billies died. And all he had left was females. And I had to go buy more billies. And then the first time I bought some billies, they died. So, well, actually all my billies died eventually, but my second batch lasted a lot longer because I was taking care of them more. But I was gone for a week, and they ended up getting pink eye, and he never took care of them. He never looked in on them, and I came home and they were dead. I was so pissed. That was at the beginning of this year. And that was the beginning of the end. I wouldn't say the beginning of the end. That was pretty much the thrust of the end of our so-called relationship. Really started going, it actually started going downhill in 2017. But I didn't know it yet. Really started going downhill in 2019. That's when I started knowing it. But I hung in there thinking that, things would get better, and they never did. So now it's 2022. And basically the shit pretty much hit the fan at the beginning of this year. And I was done. I was done. So, yeah, I just found out recently that he basically pretty much just quit on me in 2017 and didn't really want to be here. which I kind of had the feeling, but I wasn't sure, and I got confirmation from Bill basically that that was the case. He's been trying to get over to Bill and Shirley since 2017. He lied to Bill and Shirley saying that he needed a place to stay, and he conned them into letting him stay in their greenhouse. And then he lied to everyone else saying that Bill and Shirley needed him to stay in the greenhouse so that he can take care of the greenhouse for them, so that Shirley and Lola didn't have to worry about going to the greenhouse in the winter to try to maintain it. So he tried to make it out to where they needed him. They asked him to do it for them when really it was the other way around. And then it took him 2 years to get him out of the greenhouse. He was only supposed to be there for the winter. You know, he told them he needed shelter for the winter, and he never left. That was fall of 2017. It wasn't until like spring of 19, so it was a year and a half. They finally forced him to move back over here, or at least move out. And like I said, I didn't realize what was going on. So he came back over here in 2019, but it still took him 6 months to get him to get all of his stuff out of their greenhouse. He took over the greenhouse, had all of his trash in their greenhouse, and he didn't clean it out, wouldn't clean it out. Took him 6 months to get him to clean it out. And I think what triggered him actually getting his stuff out was Jerry Diamond was going through his things. And he's like, oh, I got to get my stuff out of here before Jerry steals it. And that is what initiated him actually getting his things out of their greenhouse. So, believe it or not, Jerry Diamond was a blessing in that respect. But anyway, so then he came over here, but then Sarah came into the picture, and then Sarah created problems, and the two of them teamed up against me. Yeah. And then but then she left, and then he kind of went back to normal. You know, normal as in lazy, but also, oh, hang on, let me get that collar off. There you go. Now you got it. Take the little collar off of her. The big goat, she's got a little collar on her too. But anyhow, I'll get that whenever I trim her hooves. I'll probably trim their hooves next weekend. Now that I got them programmed to this corral a little bit. Get them in there and trim their hooves. I'll give them extra feed that weekend too. It's a bonus. Bonus! So all this old cattle feed, I'm gonna have to start turning into fertilizer, because I don't think it's much good anymore. Well, I think this winter is the last winter it'll be any good. After this winter, I'm gonna have to start turning it into compost. And looking at maybe getting my own truckload, which will cost me a fortune, a small fortune. But anyway. I'm not gonna hurt you. But anyways. But then Sherry came into town and he basically turned her against me. And the two of them have been basically collaborating evil. I don't think you're a purebred Nubian. What have you got in you besides Nubian? So the Nubians' ears are more floppy. These two youngins, their ears aren't as floppy. They might have Nigerian in them. Because that one looks a little bit Nigerian. This one kind of does too. I just found out too that they're making what they call miniature Nubians. And they're crossing Nubians with Nigerians to make a better milk goat, and maybe a better meat milk goat. So that's another idea. I'm thinking I'm just gonna go with, I call it the Sonin, but I guess the first N is silent. I found that out last night too. It's not a Sonin, it's a Sain. So you don't pronounce the first N. Sain. I also found out yesterday that I don't got to keep the goats locked up for very long. So they're like cats, basically. You keep them locked up for a couple weeks, and then you can turn them loose. So what I'll do is I'll keep them in that yard for now. Then I'll rotate them to this yard at the end of the month. After that, when I rotate them back to the first yard, I'll start letting them out when I'm home. And then I'll put them back up in the evening. By then, I'll probably be working on their goat house again. I need to get some long pallets still. It's like a double pallet, so by the middle of November, they'll be out foraging on their own. Once I get them acclimated to the property and they know where home is, I'll start letting them out to forage. So, like I said, next year I'm going to do Sains, maybe. All right. I don't know if I videotaped the tomatoes in the greenhouse, but I just remembered something I need to check and make sure David Ray didn't steal before he left. I had a tool bag in one of my pickup trucks that I use for my pickup trucks, and it's actually my tool bag that I used in the big truck, so it's also got all my big truck tools, and I needed my tire gauge last week, and I remembered, oh, I left my tools at home. Because this big truck that I got, it's only got one door in the cab. A lot of them have two doors. And so the second door I use for tools, and the other door I use for like fluids, like washer fluid, oil, stuff like that. But since this truck only has one door, I pretty much just left my tool bag here. and I need the air gauge. And I was thinking, oh crap, I hope he didn't steal that too. So we're heading down to check that out. Also, since David Ray is spreading rumors now that I'm basically have been trying to steal Chip's car all these years. When actually I think he's after it because he stole the key fob. I thought, well, maybe I'll just use it for spare parts and get another car just like it. I found one online for $2,000. And that'll get me by till I get my pickup trucks fixed. And then I can use this one for spare parts. Probably going to go ahead and start doing a title lien, like a mechanic's lien or whatever. Figure out what I got to do about that to get the title for it. And then if I get the title, I might then start trying to get a key fob for it. Now, good. He didn't steal my tool bag. He stole a lot of things, but he didn't steal this, thank goodness. All right. Not that there's a whole lot in here that is valuable, but some of it is. Most of it's tanker stuff, because when I did tankers, I needed all this crap. Oh, there's a lock I was looking for. I found the other one now, so I don't need that one. What I need today is my tire gauge. It's even in here. Maybe I did pull it out. Maybe it is in my other, maybe it is in my big truck, but I don't think it is. I think it's in here. Maybe it's not in here. Oh, wait. No, that's it. A glove that I don't have a partner to. That's valuable. Well, shit. Maybe I don't have it in here. I don't know. Maybe he did steal that. I don't know. I try to keep the parts and tools for the truck, for the vehicle in which I need the parts and tools in the spare parts and tools vehicle. So I've got 2 Dodge Dakotas. They're both broke down. These are my spare parts vehicles. I need to find my mom a 4x4 for this so we can use it for spare parts. Next, I'm going to try to get this van up and running. That was my plan. I was going to get this van up and running and use my mom's van for spare parts. I wasn't even thinking about this car because Chip kept telling me he was going to get out of the hospital and he was going to want his car. So I just kind of left it alone. Now, I haven't been starting it and running it probably like I should. So I don't even know if it runs now. But now that David stole the key, there's no way I can start it and run it now. I need to go through it. And I don't know how to pop the trunk without the key fob. Oh, here it is. Nope, gotta have battery. That's right, I remember that. So, a bunch of clothes I can't wear. Some blankets. I might take those to Sophie. She's gonna need them for the winter. I don't know what all's in here. I haven't been in this car since I drove it down here 2 years ago. A year ago, maybe. I should have kept the key fob when I drove it down here, but I gave it back to David, and David took off with it instead of giving it back to me when he left. So when we went and confronted David about the stolen keys, he never returned that key. He only returned my keys. He didn't return Chip's key. So he still has it. But he stole a buttload of keys from the property. I don't even know how many keys it was. It was probably a good 25, 50, 75 keys. I can't even remember. And every single key except one matched all of our locks. So I'm trying to figure out where that other key goes to because it's the only one that didn't match anything. So I went ahead and kept it because I assume 99% of the keys fit all my stuff. I'm pretty sure that last one also fits something of mine. Maybe not. And I have it separate. So if for some reason it turns out that it belongs to somebody else, then I know which one it is. So let's go check on some trees real quick. I think it's a ginkgo biloba right here. No, this is the oak. This is a bur oak. I'm gonna keep that protected until it gets bigger. I threw a bunch of bur oak nuts in the field, acorns, but yeah. This is a ginkgo biloba, but it might have died. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing anything down there, so it could have died. Trying to get ginkgo biloba to grow on the land as well. Any trees or herbs that are medicinal or food, I'm trying to get to grow. Maybe this was the ginkgo, but I'm not seeing any life in here either. So we'll see what happens next year. I got these hedge posts, but they're probably no good. I'm gonna start using locusts, not honey locusts, but black locust. Black locust grows straighter and just as strong, if not stronger than hedge. So I'm going to be using that in the future for hedge posts, and I'm actually going to grow the trees. What I might do is use use something else to put the fence in, create like a little cage for the black locust to grow, and then grow the black locust there. She hisses as she flies over Candy. Oh, you guys want food. That's what you guys want. Well, food and attention. So here's the tomatoes. This is a Brad whatchamacallit. Oh, it's plugged up. There it is. Be nice. Be nice. That should be enough. Go ahead, Candy. You can get you some. It's like, I want attention. Anyways, those are Brad's. They're like really good. And these are another kind, and they're like really good too. So I got these from Cindy, who got them from Rock, not Chris Rock. And I got these from Sophie, who brought them up from, well, sent them up from Arkansas. And next time she goes back to Arkansas, I'm gonna have her fetch me some raspberry roots. I got raspberry seeds. I planted in my raspberry patch. But I want the roots. And I'm gonna plant them and cultivate them. They were delicious. Best raspberries I've ever tasted in my life that I know of. And yeah, they're growing in the mountains of in Arkansas, wild. So I want to bring them up here, grow them here. They say it's an invasive species, but it's freaking delicious. So we want it. We want delishables. Oh yeah, that reminds me. So I gotta get on my computer real quick and check something. And then I'm gonna blend some fuel for my chainsaw 2-cycle engine equipment. And then I'm gonna try to get this truck started again. Probably won't start. And then I might just hook to it with my big truck and tow it over there out of the way. Tow it somewhere out of the way. I might tow it over there out of the way. And then eventually probably just have AAA take it to the shop where I need to take it, because if I can't get it started, I'm gonna have somebody else do it for me. A real mechanic. All right, I gotta go. Bye. Something came and ate or tried to eat some of my wild cucumbers. So I scooped up the seeds as best I could, because they left the seeds behind, which is good, and put them back in the box. And then I had Shirley made, I guess, some, they're called lemon cucumbers, and I guess Shirley made some lemon cucumber pickles, and it didn't turn out too great. I don't know if they just spoiled or something. Cindy gave them to me because she didn't like them, and then I tried them and I didn't like them, but I think they spoiled. So I dumped them in there. I doubt the seeds are viable, but just in case, I put them in there. Anyway, so yeah. Now I just got to get some cattle panels and put them around the boxes to keep them safer from deer and stuff. But I'm not as worried about that right now. What I'll probably do is, it'll probably take 4 cattle panels to go around all 3 of these. And then 2 to go around this one. It might actually take 5 to go around all 3 of these, but we'll see. I'll get 5, 6, 7. I'll get 10 cattle panels. And, because I need 2 for that box too. And then, no, I'm done. And then, spider web. They'll be protected. So next year, this might be producing fruit. This is passion fruit. So it'll definitely need to be protected next year. These, I don't know when they're going to start producing fruit. It may take a year or 2. So I'm not as worried about them right now. I'll just keep them as is. I got other things I can use the cattle panels for. This is going to be a future shade tree. It's actually a hedge. I'll prune that up as it gets a little bigger. Keep trimming the bottom. Let it. Thing about trees is, if you keep them pruned, they'll grow faster. If you don't prune them, they'll grow slower. So if you want them to grow fast, prune them. If you don't, don't. There you go. Another thing, it's going to cost me a pretty penny. But I found a guy who makes these raised beds out of oil filled pipe, and these are big, heavy duty, thick oil filled pipes. And I'm gonna buy 3 of them and lay them down for the blackberry primicanes. And then that way I can mow in between with the mower without having to worry about damaging anything. And then what I'll do is I won't use cattle panel. I'll use field fence. And I'll basically put T-posts in the corners of this thing and along the edge, and basically put the field fence inside this raised bed, whatchamacallit thingy. And then, being solid like it is, I won't have to worry about the dirt pushing it out. Like I was originally going to use cinder blocks, but this thing's like welded together. And then each one's going to cost me like $500, but it's a 5 by 20. I can have it custom made. I might do 4 by 20. And yeah, just have 4 by 20 deals here. That way I can reach in 2 feet on each side and prune all this other crap out that I don't want. But see, I got some of this stuff growing up. It's spreading, which is good for me. David Ray didn't even want these. He let them go feral. And then he didn't even act like he wanted them until I bought Bill and Shirley's to plant in here. And Cindy, last year, Cindy and I came and cleaned this up. I mean, it was feral. So Cindy's my witness. We came in and cleaned it up, and David just acted like we were idiots. He didn't want them. He didn't like them. He thought they were junk. So Cindy and I, we liked them, so we came in and cleaned them up. If anything, we can sell them, right? You know, just because you don't like them doesn't mean we can't sell them and make some money. But, you know, he's a moocher. He's not interested in making money. He's interested in you making money to support him. But anyway, but he did plant these originally, and then he let them go feral. He didn't care about them anymore. So Cindy and I cleaned them up, and then I relocated them, reorganized them because they were all fucked up. I don't know what he was thinking the way he planted them, but you couldn't mow in between them or anything. So I relocated them. I had to come in and manually weed everything by hand. And then I dug everything up that was in what I wanted to be the path and relocated them to three rows. And then I went and bought Bale and Shirley's, and then David complained that, oh, well, now I don't know which ones are mine. It's like, you didn't even want them. You just let them go wild. And so then I was like, fine. So I dug up mine, or at least, half of them, and took them over to Cindy's and donated them to Cindy. And then when he left, he didn't even take the blackberries. So obviously he didn't really want them because they're still here. I think he took 1 or 2, and I don't even think he took them. I think he gave them away to what's-her-face, who helped him move. Lori. I think he gave a couple of them to Lori because she wanted a couple. That's what I think happened. So he didn't even want them. He gave them away to her. And he made a big deal about me wanting them because they were his. And then he left them behind like an idiot. He's an idiot. Yes, he's a dumbass. He's a dumbass. Yeah. I don't know. He's really smart, book smart, but he's really worthless. I mean, it's like, I don't know how somebody so smart, so strong, and so capable could be so worthless. I mean, he's stronger than me, he's smarter than me, he's got the capability to be better than me, and he's just a worthless eater. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. He can be so much. He can do wonderful things, and he doesn't want to. He just doesn't want to. No. He's lazy. That's why. Yeah, he's a troglodyte. Yeah. Candy works harder than he does. Yes, you do. She's a good mom, too. Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, I gotta get back to work. See, I don't need help. I can get shit done on my own. Just takes a little longer. Then again, it takes longer to have improper help. So I just moving this truck all by myself. Need to get it over here out of the way because it broke down. I got stop right there. I got a leash wrapped around the steering wheel to control which way I want it to go. Now I want it to go straight. So I'll just take the leash off and it'll straighten itself out. Yeah. So I'll just pull it over here until I get a tow truck to take it where I want to go. Unless I can get it to start. But I don't think that's going to happen. I might have to get a mechanic to do that for me. Kano fucked it up. But yeah. It's starting to go the wrong way. But that's what the leash is for. I don't need a steerer. I don't need somebody to steer for me. I can do it myself. Chains came undone. I got to redo them. But yeah. So now I just do the steering wheel the other direction. It's been kind of using this truck as storage for now. That should do it. This is how I did it the first time. So I tuck it in here. Then I can tuck it back around this way. And it'll hold it good and tight. Good and tight. For the most part. Now I gotta fix the chain. I gotta lift the hood to do that, I think. And then put my gloves on. Help! Who needs help when I can be more productive on my own? Help is overrated. Look at that. Now, I'll stop, straighten it back out, and it's almost where I want it to be. Chain is good and secure still. So yeah, this will be a life hack video. That's probably what I'll title this video, life hack. There we go. Big truck not required. There we go, straightening out. All you need is a vehicle that will pull the other vehicle strong enough. Boom, shaka. That's good enough, I think. What do you think? Now I'll just go unhook my chains and call it good.